Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hey, talk about dodging bullets all winter long so far. Brian and I ran again this morning. We miss you, Mike. Get well soon. We ran sidewalks and streets and things. We really have been blessed with a pretty good weather as far as being able to run outside. There wasn't a ton of ice out there today, and with the rain and things that we've had recently, pretty nice blessing not to have to fight with that thus far in the winter. So looking good. How many people did you have at your class on Monday?
Probably 14.
14, what'd you do?
So we had 4 dumbbell stations and 12 body weight stations. It was pointed out to me last night by Mike Tedesco. It's always push-ups. Somebody came in asking about class, and he's like, dude, don't forget push-ups. So we always use some kind of push-up.
Thanks, Mike. TD. Recent article in Trail Runner magazine says that masters runners, especially in trail and longer distance races, i.e. marathon and beyond, ultra, can have a little more longevity than they thought 10 years prior. And what they're basing that off of is saying this: hey, masters runners can decrease how much they lose from aging by doing 4 things. One of those is strength training, with strength training and the mobility mixed in. And so that's where you get lunges and some of the movements that Brian's teaching in his classes. Do some speed work. Hey, we got you covered there. Coached workout on Thursdays. Free beer at Single Speed afterwards, which is hanging with some pretty positive people that'll get you pumped up to be the best you can be all the time. And then learn to cross train. And then they say to ensure that there's a difference between your easy and hard. And so that's what we're talking about. Saturday mornings, group long run. Your pace, all abilities always welcome. So all we want you to know is we're always at it trying to help you help yourself. And there's opportunities here for strength training, mobility, speed work. And we even have a group of guys and gals from the run club that are trained for some triathlon stuff. So when you talk about cross training, check. There you go.
I try to get close to that 400 to 500. I try to save a little bit of money. I don't have to tell my wife I'm buying a new shoe every month.
Who has more shoes, your wife or you?
I got way more shoes. I used to buy different color shoes, and then I started buying the same color shoes and just throwing the other ones away so she didn't know.
She doesn't know it.
Yeah.
Now she does.
We'll find out if she watches this.
All right, so little tidbit on shoe life. All the shoe companies will tell you the same thing: 300 to 500 miles or 6 months. What we want you to know is we think there should be a time frame involved in that process of rating where your shoes are at in the life cycle. If you have a lawnmower, you'll notice that there's not an odometer on there, but a lot of lawnmowers and tractors have some sort of measurement on there that keeps track of hours and minutes that you've run it. And the reason being, I might have a yard that's overgrown and it might take me a long time to mow it, and my mower's working really hard, but it's going slowly, okay? This is not to poke at anyone, but there's a difference between some guy that's training for the Olympic trials running 6-minute pace over 10 miles, that's 1 hour, and someone running 11-minute miles for 10 miles. That's almost twice as long for the same mileage. And so what we're trying to explain to you is that that person running 6-minute pace also has probably a lighter footfall and a quicker footfall. So when you talk about ground contact time and how long that shoe's on the ground getting pounded on, it's less as well. And so not only is he running that 10 miles in less time, but he's also spending less time pounding that shoe when he's doing it. And so we really encourage people to start to find your signs that your shoes are getting worn out. And if that means that your sciatic starts to act back up, your hip, or you get shin splints, or your feet get achy, all we're saying is one time when that particular pain begins to flare up, get new shoes. And if the shoes that you had were working really well up until that point, and then you get the same thing and it goes away, then all of a sudden you know that you found your sign that it's time to get new shoes. We have people that get new shoes once a year on their birthday and they stay healthy, and if that's works for them with the workload that they put on them on a consistent basis, that's awesome. But what we're telling you is please don't try to milk out of your shoes from 400 miles to 500 miles when you're banged up and achy, and then end up injured and having to take time off.
When I start to feel like my shoe's starting to come down, that's usually when I'll buy a new one, so that instead of just switching out, you know, I can kind of transition into that. So usually I'll try to time that just right where, you know, 3/4 into the training, I can transition this shoe, and then by come race, I figured out, you know, at 100 miles, that's when my shoe felt the best. That's when I want to race in that shoe.
So it's broke in but not broke down.